guys, I'm Holly from My Daily HAEDs. I'm here to talk about cross stitch and a few other bits today. Thank you for visiting. Today is February 6, 2024. It's been quite a while since I was here last, so I'm so very sorry about that. First of all, I have a finish and it's actually framed. It's mini evening. My husband took it yesterday. We already had the frame and he just wanted a mat, and he went to the took the cross stitch and the frame to the framing shop and just said to the lady, I need a mat. And she looked at him and she said, well, yeah, she said, well, the mat's 10 quid, but if you'd like, I can frame it for you and I'll charge you another tenner on top. So for £20 we got, and my husband both got the frame from a charity shop, so it wasn't a few pounds, so we're very pleased with that. My husband took it and picked out the mat and everything like that, so we're quite excited about it. Bless him, he was so excited. Every day when I was stitching on it, when I went on my mission mode trying to finish it, he kept saying, how many percent do you have left today? How many percent do you have left today? And he would figure it out and say, oh, well, it's such and such. And he would say, oh, well, you've only got so many more percent left to do. So he's super excited. I did choose that pattern for him, to make it for him. So he's just, and he's hung it right on the wall in front of where he can see it all the time, in front of above the TV. So he's super excited, which warms the cockles of my heart. It was worth every. It was a beautiful stitch, lots of gorgeous colors. The left side of the picture was very straightforward stitching. From the middle onwards, the top was incredibly confetti heavy, on down to the middle of, on the last few rows. So it was a lot of stitching, and I got my personal best of stitching. I think it was the most I've ever stitched in one day. I think it was 1,700 and something stitches. I did that 2 days within a few days, so it was very concentrated. I don't sit and stitch for that long every day. So he was just excited. He was fine. He was taking over the cooking, and washing the dishes and things like that because he was off. And it was a lovely experience, and I'm so happy that he's thrilled with it. So I started that on August 30th, 2022, and I finished it on January 31st, 2024. So it was I thought it was 20 months, but it was 18 months. I looked up the date before I started recording, and I'm so happy that it's done. There's 2 more projects. We'll start talking about it. Second one is Santa and Animals. It's at 4.87% now. I'm glad to be back stitching on this. That's considering. I'll talk about it in just a minute. Anyway, it's lovely to stitch on it. I'm stitching this with Lindsay on Instagram, and she's linked down below with the information. And the next stitch I'm doing is Tranquil Tulip, QS Tranquil Tulip by Hannah Disney on okay, Santa and Animals. Let's go back for a second. Okay, Mini Evening is Leonid Afremov, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. It was stitched on 18 count fabric, 2/1 full cross. Santa and Animals is stitched on 22 count Hardanger, and it is Dakota Detweiler artwork, and it's charted by Charting Creations. Now Tranquil Tulip Tranquil Tulip is charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Okay, and it is being stitched 1/1 28 count, which is I believe, the first time I ever worked on 28 count, and it is a challenge. I'm getting better at it. I'm hoping by the time I finish it that I will have enough confidence and ability that I can stitch some of my other HAED patterns that I've already got kitted up with larger count fabric, or with fabrics that would make it more like 18 count, or I think 18 counts the 18 count, 20 count, but I was just, it's like Ray of Light by, I can't remember his name. Anyway, Ray of Light is a pattern I have, and I was wanting to stitch that if I possible onto 28 count. But at this point in time, I'm not yet comfortable and willing to dedicate stitching 80 something stitches, 89,000 stitches on 28 count. We shall see. But anyway, this is what Tranquil Tulip looks like now. I finished a column and I've started going down. All right, so far I was talking about plans, is that there's, well, let's leave plans for a second. Let me just finish showing you the other bits and pieces, and then I'll talk about plans. The other thing I've been, for Tranquil Tulip, there was 7, oh goodness. Anyway, there was a floss that only needed 7 stitches, and I didn't have it, and so I looked up the substitute, and this is what came up. It's 36.88. It was only 7 stitches, and the kit already had this 36.88 for 25 stitches, so I wasn't gonna buy a whole skein for 7 stitches. So this will be fine. Because there's a website you can just go on to type in what number, and it'll give you different substitutions, and that was the one that came up. I didn't even realize until I put it into my box that it was, ended up with 2, and I was like, oh good heavens, I have to put that one back into my stash, which is what I will do. I've also been working on Welcome Fall stamped kit, and this is, I'm trying to finish up the row up here. I'm still struggling with, I prefer stitching it down ways, but also don't want to leave all of that to be done in the middle, because that will be quite tricky, won't it? I'm hoping that I can try to do 1 row a week or so, but saying that, this is 14 count fabric. It is very stiff, and I'm finding it difficult to get through it, but I'm hoping that, yeah, hopefully my fingers will toughen up a bit more so I won't have such a problem doing it. But so anyway, what I was going to say about the plans now, what I was going to say also, I had to take time this week to put Welcome Fall away from because it just had the floss cards, and it was driving me crazy. It was taking me forever to get the floss out, so I just abominated everything, and I've just got it all organized in there with my needles and my floss and my thimbles and everything else like that, and it's ever so much quicker. It's just not a struggle, because I had 2 floss cards with just strands hanging down, and it's not an easy thing for me. I'd rather just, to me, this is the quickest system that works for me. So what I was going to say is that the plan is that I'm trying to put 300 stitches into Tranquil Tulip, because it only has 23,000 plus stitches on it, and I've already done, yeah, about 2,000 of them, I think. So it only needs that much stitching. So if I can do roughly 300 stitches a day, I can get it finished in just over 2 months. Now, will I be able to stick to 300 stitches a day? Most likely not, but that's the goal. And so I can have that done in like 2.5 months. And also, if I can get it done that quickly, the young lady that I'm planning on giving it to, her birthday is in the summertime, so I can get it done, and I can, you know, my husband and I, well, my husband, I don't normally frame things, my husband will frame it for me, and we can give it to the young lady, because it's not something that we'll hang up in our home. Excuse me. Then I also want to work towards getting Welcome Fall, because Welcome Fall has been going on since autumn time, you know, the, oh goodness, 22, I think. Anyway, it's been going on for quite a long time as well. I just wanted to, I just wanted to, I want it to be done for this autumn. So if I can manage doing a row a week, I can get it done sometime in early September if I can carry that on so quickly. So hopefully that's the plan now. Although I was planning on focusing on Santan animals, and I still will be working on it, I just want to get those two done, because if I can concentrate for the next 6 months to get this done, then I won't feel the pressure, my own pressure, it's nobody else's. I won't feel the pressure that I can't start anything else. So saying that, because we're going away to Switzerland in the summer, in July, early July, both of the things that I've got going on, the Tranquil Tulip and Santan animals, the fabric count is so small that I would have a problem stitching on it. So what will most likely happen is that when we go, because whenever you go away, you're not certain of the lighting, I will most likely start something that has 18 count fabric for it, possibly. Yeah, that's just me thinking ahead. I don't know. Yeah, it may just be that I just take the stamped kit, but the problem is the stamped kit, unless my fingers toughen up, I can only stitch on it for a little while before my hands get too sore. I tried doing that when we went away on holiday, and just stitching on it too much made it to where I couldn't stitch. My fingers got really tender. I'm not used to, I only stitch with 28 needles. I'm not used to stitching with, I think they're 24 needles, and they're just, to me, they're like a baton. Yeah, they're humongous. But saying I tried stitching with my 28s, but because the fabric is just so stiff and tough, the needle's actually bending, because so I need something sturdy enough to get through the fabric. I could try digging out my 26 needles. I don't know if I have them here, or they might be in storage. Anyway, that's for it to be worried about. Nothing to be worried about. Two other things. So that's my plan. And in Santan animals, the problem with Santan animals is, you know, I still have 170,000 plus stitches left to do. So if I try to go on a marathon with that, I think I'll just get so exhausted by it. And I don't want to. If I'm in the mood, I can just stitch on it and I'm fine. But if I don't want to force myself to work on something and then not want to work on it. Sorry about that. My phone just doesn't seem to have enough storage for it. There's two other things that at the end of the day, I don't want to get worn out on Santan animals, and I just want to get these two full coverages out of the way so I can concentrate on other things. Yeah, Tranquil Tulip was only to see if I could stitch on the 28. And stamped kit was originally for me to do out in the garden, or when I was waiting for my husband when he was having his doctor's appointments. But nowadays I go in with him for his doctor's appointments. Not that he doesn't, thankfully, knock on wood, he doesn't have one until April now. But there for a while he was going often enough. So I wasn't working on it that much, and I don't want it lingering around for too long, because it wears on me. You ladies that can, or everybody that can do these, loads of whips. I love the idea of being able to go, oh, I fancy this one today. Oh, I fancy that one today. But I just can't do it because it worries me. If I worry about you guys having dozens or hundreds of projects, it really bothers me just to have a few that I'm not working on. So, and that's just a weird quirk of mine. And I wish I could. I even considered it one time as starting all the project. I only have about a dozen patterns. But to me, that bothers me, the fact that I've got about a dozen patterns that I've got waiting in the wings for me to do. So, and then I've got a few whips going on. So I just can't do it. It bothers me. It's just like I can't do the floss cards because that just drives me absolutely wild. But everybody's different. That's what makes the world so special and wonderful. Anyway, two things. What I was going to say is I went to our local charity shop the other day, and I was given this by the people there because she just said, it's been here for years. No one knows what to do with it. If you want it, you can have it. And it is Fly Me to the Moon by Michelle Sayeda. And apparently it's a retired, I couldn't find it on the HAED workshop. This is a printed out version, a bullet version. You can tell by the paper and stuff. It's double-sided, and it's not like a one you buy, because it's not formatted. It's not formatted like the ones you buy. The PDFs that you buy. And this has got everything in it. I've just double checked it today. It is completely printed out. Dark, nice bold, something I will never stitch. So I was gonna wonder, I didn't want it, I don't want it getting thrown away. It's because there's, I didn't know if any one of you would like, can't see if I can, I might have to take a picture of it. There we go. Anyway, it's Michelle Sayeda. It is, I think it's the regular version. It's like 300 and something thousand stitches, if I remember correctly. It's 450 by 597. Now, I will post this to you wherever you are. I can't guarantee it will get to you, but I will post it, and I'll get proof of posting. So, but wherever you want, if someone wants this, if it's only one person, I will send it to you. If it's several people who want this, I will draw a name and a random comment picker or whatever it is. But if you say fly or fly me to the moon in your comment, I will post this to you. And if no one wants it, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's just not my thing. Some people really into that. It's beautiful colors. It is pretty. It's just not something I would ever stitch. And I just didn't want it getting thrown away because it's just, the lady was just like, please. And she gave me loads of things. She gave me some cross stitch magazines and some quilting magazines, and she just said all that stuff has been sitting there for years. They were tired of it being there. And I only picked out a few magazines that I was going to look through, but I'd hate for it to go to waste. It is a proper thing. It's not PDF. It is definitely, it's really heavy, very good quality paper. And it's not formatted the same way. And there's like 38 pages. There's 41 pages, but those last few pages, a lot of those are just those last, I think there's like 5 little ones like this. But sorry it's crinkling and stuff, but if it's somebody, I hope that somebody would like it, because I'd be very happy to send it off to you, and just let me know. And also, I just read a book, and I don't know if anyone would want to read it, but have you ever read this one? It's called I think it's called In His Steps by Charles M. Sheldon. It brought me to tears quite a few times, and it also makes you think. It is a book about religious bent, on a religious bent, but it's also about people doing good, and it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. So if it's, I just thought I'd mention it, so if someone likes it. But that's me done. Sorry about the phone cutting off. Oh, and Tranquil Tulip's at 6.71%. I don't know about Welcome Fall. I'm not going to count it. It's just not my thing. Yeah, I'm not going to sit down and count every cotton pick and stitch that there is. After I finished mini evening on those marathon. Sorry. After I finished mini evening, I actually didn't cross stitch the next day after, because I was just, it was, you know, you kind of have a, sometimes I can just keep going, but sometimes it's just kind of like savor the success of finishing. I did do some knitting the next day, but yeah, I didn't cross stitch, which is very rare. I don't cross stitch at least every day, yeah, at least a little bit every day, even if it's just, you know, 17 stitches or something. But that is all it is. So it's a bit gloomy today. Sorry if the lighting's not that great. I just wanted to pop on. I'm ever so sorry I haven't been here. I just wanted to show you, yeah, how wonderful the mini evening came up, and just to say hello to everybody. Oh, Instagram. I don't know what's going on with Instagram, but you know, I don't get to see everybody's post anymore. It's very rare. I'll come across one or two posts, or sometimes I'll get maybe a few of them, but I don't get to see everybody's post anymore. And that was the wonderful thing about going on to Instagram, was seeing everybody's progress and interacting with people. And unless I actively hunt people out, you know, sometimes I'll think, oh, what's this person doing, and I'll go directly to their account and look at it from there. But I'm sorry, I really I do try to see you on Instagram, but I've got to the point where I'm so frustrated with going on there, because all I'm seeing are these ads and random pages, and it's not even about cross stitch. You know, I'm just like, why are you showing me this? So I wish I could interact with you more on Instagram, but I'm just getting to the point where I'm so frustrated with it. I just literally go on, post my, you know, try to scroll through and find some of my cross stitch friends, or you know, see people's cross stitch works, and then sometimes I'll see a few, and sometimes I'll just have to scroll and try to even find one person to you know, to basically heart there or say hello to them. But that's what's going on over there. I don't know why. I can't get it to I can't see you on Instagram very much. I mean, it's a shame, because I really enjoyed it. But they changed their way of doing it, but it's I'm not enjoying it, and it's a shame, because there were so many people. You get to feel like you know them, because you're constantly seeing their progress, and they're chatting about this and chatting about that, and it's like lovely. And then all of a sudden it's just like a blank wall of businesses and, you know, big pages, or, you know, things that you're not really interested in. But I won't moan about it anymore. I am wishing you a fabulous February. you.